Hi guys. Hi. How are you? First of all, I want to say thank you for those who have joined with me tonight or this evening. Thank you so much. You may be experiencing some like freezing motions, but please give me a thumbs up to let me know if the audio is fine. Hopefully by next week I can fix the freezing motions. This is due to me not having the Ethernet cable. We haven't had that set up as yet, so bear with me. House rules. So firstly, I want to say my husband, Marlo McIntosh, will be in the comment section as the moderator for this channel. And he will also be our producer over here. So you will see from time to time what I mean by that. So for now, he will be setting up, ensuring the audio, the quality, everything is good and dandy. Now, I have a presentation put together for you guys. Every week on Sundays, you will join me here live from 7 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. in Jamaica. To my producer says 45 minutes because I have schoolwork to get done, right? So he will allow me time to present information to you guys and time to also answer questions that you may have. I think it will work out pretty well because then I get to answer questions that you guys immediately have to ask rather than waiting 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for a response on Instagram due to the fact that I'm so busy with schoolwork. So I want to say thank you for those who are on the live right now. Thank you for those who are just joining, welcome. And thank you to those who didn't get to watch the live because of the time difference or whatever the case may be, but you're here rewatching the live. Thank you so much. And please comment below. Let me know your feedback after all that is said and done, right? So this is the kickback or the kickstart my series with Astoba Amanda. If you are following me on Instagram, you would have seen where I mentioned that schoolwork is a lot. And so I haven't been able to sit and film videos and then sit and edit them. And so I decided, hey, let me do it live because I can just do a live of 45 minutes every 1 week, 1 day per week, every week. And that would be awesome because then we can vibe and interact and I answer questions immediately. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. As you saw by the title of this live, it's 20 frequently asked questions that I will be answering. Now, these questions, they are from 5 different sections, which we will see soon that you guys sent in on my Instagram. Now, I keep mentioning Instagram. My Instagram handle is Astoba Amanda __. You will be seeing that pretty soon, right? So that's what we will be talking about today, just to kickstart things and to get acquainted. Now, with this new series, I will be having guests from time to time, special guests coming to talk to you. And these guests have lived through the Canadian dream, the Canadian lifestyle of different ways. Some of them came to school like me, and others came on different means like express entry and that type of thing. So from time to time, I will be having guests coming to talk to you about their experience. Guests talking about how is it getting a PR, how is it getting your citizenship card and all of that. So you guys can ask them questions and get answers immediately so that you can know what to do. So this series, I'm really excited about it because it's way more bigger than just pre-recorded videos. We get to do it live. We get to be here vibing on a Sunday about life in Canada. Now, you know me, I'm Amanda. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Amanda. And this is where I provide you all with tools and resources that you need to move to Canada, your life in Canada, and achieving the Canadian dream. You may not want to do that right now, but maybe next year or the other 2 years, but at least it's good to have the information now so that later you can be better prepared. And with that said, let's roll my intro. All right. Okay. So bear with me. I'm just getting used to this new feature that I'm using, as you guys can see, powered by StreamYard. Yes, Anik, top class stream. Okay. All right. Let me do a little roll call right now. Hi, Den. How are you? Den, you know I need to let you be a moderator over here as well. I completely forgot. So when this live ends, I need to add you and Miss Hastings as a moderator here. You guys know already. Hanik is here. Chandra, sorry. Akila Watson is here. She said she's on study break time. She has 2 tests tomorrow. All the best on your exam, Akila. And I wish you, like, listen, you and I, we know. So Akila is a student as well. She know exactly what it is like being an international student. That's my husband in the chat, Marlon McIntosh. I guess he's reminding you guys that this presentation is 45 minutes long in total, the entire live. So it includes the Q&A session. And let me just put that right here, right? So I'm just doing a little roll call. Hi, Michaela. Hi, Simone. Deshaun. Jody. Hi, Jody. Alpha. Hey, Alpha is here. Shan. All right. So we have quite a few persons. We have 36 persons on the live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. So, be here with me today. Thank you so much. And if you're just joining in, as I said, welcome. Now, I don't want to keep repeating what I've already said because for the persons who will be rewatching this live. But right now, we're going to get into what this video is all about before my producer tells me that I'm running out of time and I really need to get to the question and answers with you guys, right? So, hey, Shane, what's up? Hey, Phyllis, my favorite YouTuber watching from Big. Let me know where you all are watching from. Let me know. So we have Phyllis from Bahamas. Hey, Benedict, I can't pronounce your first name. Thank you, Simone. Thank you. Hey, Kelsey. How you doing? And we have Benedict from Nigeria. Yes. Nice. All the way from Nigeria. Welcome, Benedict. Welcome. Kelsey from Jamaica. Nice. All right, so while the comments are rolling in, if you have questions while I'm doing the presentation, feel free to comment. My producer will be watching the comment section, and for the Q&A session, he will be giving me those questions. All right. So what we are going to do right now, I am going to do these 20 questions that persons ask on Instagram about my life here in Canada. But I'm going to do it in a new form, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys. Right? So you guys are going to be seeing me on a little screen, and I'm going to do a presentation. So let's get that going. All right. Everybody seeing what's on this screen right now? Comment and let me know if you are seeing. Let me know. Producer, could you let me know if they're seeing? Because I can't see if they're seeing. Okay, thank you. Because I thought that's what you were telling me.
I'm giving you the time.
Oh no, remember I said time when I start present. Sorry guys, I'm talking to the producer. When I start to present, that's when you start doing the time, because I was just trying to do roll calls and tell them about this new series and stuff like that.
Oh no, I thought you finished and going, because if I did see something wrong, I would tell you, but everything right on the screen.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry, technical difficulties, but yes. So you're seeing on my screen. So we're gonna talk about 20 facts about me. So hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. Right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna share the screen again. Sorry about that. Yes, you're seeing clear. Hi, Rachel. All right, Lisa. Let's get this show kicking, shall we? Let's try this again. Everything is good. Okay. Are you hearing the music, or there's no music?
Not hearing the music, no.
Oh, that's fine. All right. So 20 facts about me. As an international student and work life here in Canada, and of course, as told by your girl Amanda. Now, to kickstart this presentation, I'm gonna go through it pretty easy and smoothly. And please comment and let me know, how do you feel about this new series, doing it in lives rather than pre-recorded. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear everything that you have to say. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna do an icebreaker here. And the icebreaker that we're gonna do is 2 truths and 1 lie. And that means I will be telling you guys 2 truths and 1 lie. And you all need to comment down below and tell me what the lie is. Now, each week I'll try to do a little 5 minutes icebreaker just to get things, light mood and not too rigid, right? So let's get straight into it. My producer will let me know what the comment section is saying. So 2 truths and 1 lie. Number 1. Okay, so Amanda went to school with a famous person. Amanda have visited 3 countries in total. Amanda hates spicy food, right? So what do you think the lie is? Have I went to school with a famous person? Have I visited 3 countries in total? And do I hate spicy foods? Yes, Kali.
Okay, so
No, I'm on the live. You cannot be doing that.
I didn't even want you. Just
No. I'm on the live. I spoke to you. I spoke to you before coming on live. I'm on the live.
Yeah, I didn't want you. Just answer.
What is the comment section saying, babe?
Jamila says spicy food is the life.
Spicy food is the lie. Okay.
Akelia.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy food. No one. Famous person.
So in total, what the mass is saying? What is everybody saying?
Spicy food.
Spicy food.
Yeah.
Okay. Drum roll, please. Bam. So the lie there is I have visited 3 countries in total. Listen, I've never visited anywhere other than Canada and America. I'm born and grew Jamaica, so that doesn't count, right? So yes, I went to school with a famous person, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the athletic runner for Jamaica, the top girl, right? At the Wolmer's Trust High School for Girl. My producer's like, Lord God, she could talk about the school now. Yes, so all my Wolmerians on here, I get quite a geese, yes. And I don't like spicy food. It works me. So next. I never learned to ride a bicycle. I don't have a Netflix account. My birthday is in April. What is the lie right there? This should be easy, guys. This should be easy. For those who are following me on Instagram for a while now, this should be easy. So what is the lie there? I've never learned to ride a bicycle. I don't have a Netflix account. My birthday is in April.
All right, so two. Someone said bicycle, Netflix account.
Number 2. So why I can't have a Netflix account? Who said number 2? Why I can't have a Netflix account? Really? Okay.
Two. All right, so
number 1.
The masses is saying 2.
So the masses is saying number 2.
Yeah.
All right. So for all who said number 2, that is so right. I don't have a Netflix account, but I watch shows and TVs on Netflix. Wink, wink, I know how that go, right? Fine, okay. And yes, my birthday is in April, so you guys can tell me happy birthday on Tuesday. Yes, this Tuesday is my birthday, April 6th. Come write it down, April 6th. I'm on the birthday. DM her on Instagram. Yeah. Okay? All right. Yes, I ride bicycles. I used to ride bicycle to work in America. So I posted a video of that on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'd have known that. Easy. All right. A day before, I'm trying to read the comments because my producer is reading comments and smiling and he's not reading it out loud so I can hear. But the work and travel thing is a struggle. Yeah. Yes, Jamila, it is a struggle. A day before your son. Nice. So he's an Aries. Aries people nice, but. All right. So the last one. Ice cream is my favorite dessert. I have never owned a pet. I prefer waffles over pancakes. All right. Let's see what you have to say here. Ice cream is my favorite dessert. I have never owned a pet. and I prefer waffles over
I think they
pancakes.
should get this one.
What do you
Someone
think?
says happy birthday in advance. Jenny said happy birthday in advance.
Johnny, no man, text me on the day now. DM me on my birthday, a joke. Thank you, Johnny.
Deshaun said you're missing out on all the good Netflix stuff, man.
No, I'm not missing out. I don't have the account, but I watch
So
it, you know? I'm basically piggybacking on someone's
they're
account.
saying 2.
Everybody's saying number 2. I've never owned a pet.
Yeah. And 3.
Okay.
So I'm also
Nice.
getting 2 and 3.
Number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
That means I don't know, like a thing and 2. Okay. All right. Somebody said them change their mind. And what kind of... Hey, Michaela, can know your bandwagon is, you know. Number 3, number 2, number 3.
That's what I like too.
All right, I only see one person, and that person is Akila. Yes, Akila, you're so correct. The lie is ice cream is my favorite dessert. I hate ice cream. I'm not an ice cream fan. I will eat ice cream, but I don't necessarily. It's not my favorite. I don't like it. Yes, I've owned a pet too. They were dogs, poodle dogs. And yes, I prefer waffles than pancakes. So, Stay said this odd. All right, guys. So that's that for the icebreaker session. So in this icebreaker session, you guys would have learned a thing or two about me. I've owned pets. I love waffles. I don't like ice cream. I don't like spicy food. I went to school with Shelly and Fraser. That type of thing. You guys have learned a little bit more about me. And that's good. Into of the presentation that I gathered for you. There, if frequently asked questions. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. So the first thing we're gonna go into question F to see what you guys asked me. So in question F, I categorized it and it's being an international student question. So all these 4 questions are about being an international student. So let's go to question number 1. And I blocked out the person's name because some persons are trying to move to Canada and some of them ask for confidentiality and privacy. And if John Brown asks for it, but Mary didn't ask for it, I'm not going to remember that it was John Brown. So I just block out everybody's name. Okay? So this person says, how is the school life for you? And how is it different from Jamaica? Any heads up for anyone coming soon? Okay, so the first thing I want to say, don't let my experience deter you from making that move. That's the first thing I want to say. Now, school life for me here, it's rough. And it's rough because of many factors. The fact that I have to balance a lot of things. I'm married, I have a daughter. And so if, let's say I wasn't married, let's say I was single, I didn't have a chick or a child, and it's just me one, then maybe it would have been a little bit easier on my plate. But then again, the workload that I receive is heavy. It's heavy, and I don't think I'm in the capacity to say that, okay, it's heavy because of the pandemic. Why? Because I came to school in the pandemic. I didn't come before to say, okay, you know, that it's because we're home while they're throwing all this work on us. I can only speak for now. And for right now, school life here, it's rough in terms of the workload. In terms of how easy or how hard the assessments are, it's very easy. Very easy. You can lock your eye and know the answer. As opposed to Jamaica, you have to dig down and go library or search this, and even when you search, you cannot get the answer, and it's rocket science, but the workload minimal, right? The difference here, the workload is a lot, but it's easy. So basically, I am currently doing like 7 courses, and best believe that these teachers, each one of them, give you assignments weekly, tests weekly, and some of them may give you 2 assignments weekly. So heads up for anyone coming, just keep an open mind. Try to have a schedule where you can balance schoolwork, know when to stop. Me, I don't know when to stop. I just want to get it done and that's it. So that is what I would say for that question. I hope I answered it. But yeah. And remember, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section and I'll answer them after. Number 2, what were some of the first things you did as you landed as an international student? So when I landed in December and I had to do quarantine. So the first thing I did, I had to quarantine. But after quarantine ended, the first thing I did was I got my social insurance number, I believe. And the second thing I did, no, the first thing I did was open up. The second thing was to get social insurance number. That's like getting your TRN in Jamaica, or for my Nigerian friends, that is for your ticket to work, your social number. So those were the first 2 things that I did. I also went and got a provincial ID card so that I can stop walking around with my passport as a identification. So I have a Ontario photo card that shows where you live, your picture, and all of that goodness. So those were the first 3 things that I did in terms of landing here. Okay, so number 3, how do you manage being a wife and going to school? So for this question, I'm not managing. I am not managing. Like, honestly, I'm not managing. If I come here and tell you that I am managing, I would be lying. Guys, listen. I have days where I'm going to bed like 6:30 a.m. I'm going to bed like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. When I do wake up, I am like a zombie. I wake up and I try to get my daughter stuff ready for school. Like I pack her lunch, I pack her snack, send her off because my husband take her. And then I'm tired. I have to run into the class. When class finish, I have to do schoolwork. Look here, I don't call that managing. Managing is when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and then you still have little time. I think it's a cycle for me. So I'm always around the computer, always doing schoolwork, always going to bed late, and that's not good. I really need to figure out something out, but currently I'm not managing so well. So that's as honest as it gets. Question 4. Given that you are learning virtual, you have easy access to the professor for one-on-one. That's a really good question. I don't even remember who asked this question, but that's a really good question because that was my concern. Yes. So, well, the only way I reach out to my professors are via email, and yes, they're quick to respond. So you would email them now, you get a response within the next 5 or 10 minutes. The delay in response would be if you email outside of work hours, but they still respond. Even though they write that, oh, don't email us outside of work hours. Once it's school related or their course related, they do respond. And that is pretty good. That is pretty good. So you don't even need their numbers. They do well on emails. And I have professors that are elders, and you'd think that, oh my God, how am I gonna manage with this emailing? And them know how to work it. So you don't need to worry about that part. They have mastered it. From last day, they have mastered that. All right, so that's that for being an international student questions that were sent in. Let us go to the next segment. All right, so how are you guys liking this presentation so far? Let me know.
Oh, they're loving the presentation.
They're
Ask
loving?
the question.
They're loving it? Okay, that's good. All right, so let's go to the next segment. If you guys notice, it's a wrench and it's about work life. So it's about my work life here in Canada. Number one, there we go. Number one, when will you be able to work and when will Marlo be able to work? Okay, so in terms of as a student, when you'll be able to work, you'll be able to work as soon as you get your social insurance number, that's your SIN. Once you have that and your study permit, you're golden. You don't have a time frame. Oh, lie. And once your program started, so let's say you come to Canada in, let me give you an example. Let's say you're supposed to start school September, right? And you come in August and you acquired your SIN in August. No, you cannot start working until you start studying, because that's the clause on the study permit. You work when your program starts, when your classes start. So that's the correct answer. When will Marla be able to work? So in terms of your spouse, if you're asking in terms of your partner, the same thing applies for them. They would have to have their work permits and they would have to have their social number. They get their work permit based on your study permit. So if you're studying for a year, their work permit is for a year. They will be granted a year. So they match it back to your study permit. After getting that work permit, they need that work permit to acquire their social, right? And after getting that, they open their bank account and they're good to go. They are able to work, right? Number two, how hard has it been to find a job so far, seeing there's a pandemic that's going on? Okay, this is very hard. It is a very hard thing because of the pandemic. It is hard. Like when I just came, they didn't want persons for part-time. They wanted persons for full-time. And we have been applying to jobs. My husband is currently still applying for jobs. And it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie. And as I said, I can only speak for the pandemic. I don't know what it was like before the pandemic, but currently it is very hard to get jobs. But guess what? Jobs are there. Jobs are there, and I think it all depends on the field, because you have jobs that are requiring you to have your license, your G license, and G license in Canada take a while to acquire too. And then you have jobs that wants you to have certain licenses to do the particular job. So it all depends on what you want to do. And then you have simple jobs too that you apply for and you don't get the work because either you don't have Canadian work experience or I don't know what's the cause, but you don't get the work. So I'm not gonna lie to you, it is very hard to find a job right now. My advice to you is to try and get set up with a employment agency. So that's the route that my husband and I are taking. And then ask them also to do survival jobs. Survival jobs are like Walmart, McDonald's, Burger King, that type of thing. And even so with Burger King and those fast food places, they're requiring persons to have licenses too, like a smart serve, like what we call food handlers. They call it smart serve, they call it this, they call it that. They are requiring that you have that too. So it's hard. All right. Question 3. Babe, I need my bottle of water. One second, guys. Water break. Right? Don't worry, guys. As weeks goes by, I'll be less clumsy. By the way, this is my first time doing a live solo. So, yeah. Question 3. Would you get a job to buffer some of the living and school expenses, though schoolwork is plenty? Great question. Because schoolwork is so plenty, it's like I don't even have time to scratch my head, right? But yes, I would definitely get a job to help in that extent because living expense is not cheap. Belly ain't cheap. We got to eat. And tuition is you and I know how tuition is, right, guys? So yes, I would get a job to buffer that. What I would advise you to do is whatever days that you're going to school, you can probably schedule your work schedule around that day. So let's say you're going to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? You get off at about 2 o'clock each day. I would say work time to work on Monday, Tuesday. So after classes, you just jump straight to work so that you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off to do your assignments. Make sense? Something like that. But yeah. And the last question in this segment is, in the case of you and Marlon, is there a limit on the amount of jobs that he can work and the hours? Okay, so if you guys have your spouse here with you, your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, right? There's no limits on the amount of jobs that they can do because their work permit is open. So an open work permit means that they are not fixated on a primary employer. They can work anywhere with whomever. They set their schedule, they have their time. So if they want to have 3 jobs, they have 3 jobs. If they want to have 2 jobs, they have 2 jobs. It doesn't really matter. If they want to do 8 hours with the 2 jobs, it does not matter. They are not strictly bounded by any rules to say no, they can't. So they can work any hours. That's good. So that's the end of that segment. Let's go straight into the other segment. These are I didn't know to put these questions. So I created a miscellaneous segment to put them in. How are we doing so far? Let me read some of these comments.
We have questions.
We have questions. I see the questions. I'll leave the questions for after.
Right.
Jamila says, love it. Akila said, Prezi is the bomb. Nashel says, great. Jody says, love it. Johnny says, great. Jamila says, very organized. Lee says, loving it. Nashel is saying it's informative. Okay, producer. Like we saved and all the other lives. No problem about that. All right, the miscellaneous questions. Let's get straight into it. Question 1. And from time to time, I will be doing stuff like this, so be sure to head over to my Instagram, Astill by Amanda. All right. Since you're doing a different program from undergrad, how was the visa application process? Great question. Now, yes, I am doing a graduate certificate. So it's different from undergraduate. I'm not doing a bachelor's. So in order to do a graduate certificate, you would have had to have your bachelor's, right? So the question is, sorry guys, because the program is different, how was the visa application process? It's different. So it doesn't matter if you're doing diploma, it doesn't matter if you're doing undergraduate, it doesn't matter if you're doing graduate, and it doesn't matter if you're doing graduate certificate. Visa application process is straight across the board. The same things you hand in, the same things you submit online. The only difference is that if you're doing your undergraduate or you're applying for undergraduate, you know, you'd have shown that you have your diploma. If you're doing your graduate certificate, you'd have shown that you have your bachelor's. You understand? So the process is not different. It's the same thing. But great question. All right. Question 2. So this Prezi thing that I'm using, I learned it at my school. Okay, I absolutely knew nothing about it, and I had class and they taught me about it. And your girl over here looking well organized. So big up to my school for that. Hey girl, hey. How were you able to secure housing slash accommodation guarantor? Okay, that's a pretty good question because as students, it's not easy. So, and not only students, but as newcomers, it's not easy to secure housing. Why? Because you are coming into a country that deals with credit history and credit score and rental history and all the 9 yards. Now you're coming and you have none of that. They don't know if they should trust you, you know, that type of thing. So what they would like to do is to ask you to provide a guarantor. Now this guarantor would, that's how they would run their credit history on this person, and this guarantor and you would be on the application, and if approved, you and your guarantor would be on the lease. Now, if you falter back on payments, that's when the guarantor would have to pull up on that. So let me just make that clear. I am going to be doing a live one of these Sundays on how to secure housing. So this is a great question. Now, for me, where I am at, they accept guarantors, yes, but they also are accepting of students, and they understand that students will come here and have family and need a place to stay. So they were more lenient in that regards, and they said, listen, we're going to run you first, and if it's disapproved, then you would need to get a guarantor, right? And so what I provided was my study permit to show that I'm a student. I had to provide banking details to show that you can cover rent. I also had to provide, and this banking details, it means that you need to have a Canadian bank account, because most of these places, they do, automatic payments monthly. So they withdraw their rent from your account. You can opt out of it if you want to, right? So that's one. The next thing they wanted was my passport to identify me. I had to fill out the application form. Naturally, they're gonna run the credit check just the same. And I think that was it. I written it down though, don't quote me. As I said, I'm gonna do a full layout of everything, but yes. So that was a one-off situation. More than likely, they will need to do it with a guarantor. And yeah. Question 3. Did you enter by the Skilled Workers Express Entry Immigration Program? No. I entered Canada by going to school. Yeah, so no, I didn't do the express entry, but I know someone who did, and I will be having them here as a guest very soon. So for those who don't want to go to school and want to land in Canada as a permanent resident, have no fear. I have a guest for you very near, okay? All right. 4. Where have you guys opened your bank accounts? So I opened my bank account at Scotia. To be honest, all banks here are basically the same. I know we know the difference in Jamaica with bank, like NCB is different from Scotia, is different from CIBC, different from, you know. But here, surprisingly, because I thought same, here all the banks are the same thing. Same thing. So it doesn't matter if you're with TD, it doesn't matter if you're with Scotia, it doesn't matter if you're with RBC. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Now, why did I choose Scotia is the fact that as a student, I get unlimited transactions, something like that. But school student accounts, they don't pay monthly payments. So that's right across the board. And yeah. So that is that. So that's that for miscellaneous questions. So we only have 8 more questions to go. So let me go. My life here in Canada questions. Question 1. How is life in London? So yes, I'm in London, Ontario. Do you see yourself settling there permanently? Life in London is like, it's pretty good. Like, it's quiet. It's lovely. It's not the city life. It's not robust and noisy and this hyper car and truck and this big road out for liquor down and cars are parked up on the roadside because I just saw city life go and the price them expensive. No. When I was staying in Toronto, that's the busy bother. The price them over there, so expensive, not even expensive, expensive, right? So I'm pretty loving life here. I'm not gonna lie. Do I see myself settling here? I don't know yet. I have passed through Peterborough. I've passed through Scarborough, and I'm loving it there. I love what I see, but it is like city life too. It's very expensive there. So I don't know yet where I see myself settling because I'm just fresh here. I would have to know, like, I'd have to do proper research. And cost of living is definitely one of the main things. I don't want to live nowhere that's very high. Me not have it. All right, so that's that. Question 2. How have you found life in Canada thus far? Life in Canada is good. Good. Anything that has shocked you so far? Okay, 2 things shocked me. 2 things shocked me. 3 things shocked me. One is that if you come here, right, and your partner is on the, well, I can speak for Ontario. If you come here in Ontario and your partner has the health insurance that Ontario has, and you have a child and that child is on that insurance up to age 21, I believe, don't quote me. I don't remember if it's 21 or 24, but one of those age, the child gets medical help under that health benefit. And that is shocking to me because growing up in Jamaica, it doesn't matter if you're fresh out of your mother's womb and you're sick, you have to pay for the prescription. You have to pay to see the doctor. And here, the fact that they're allowing the child up to age 21 to see the doctor freely under that health insurance and get prescription freely, like, that's a big shocker to me. That's a huge shocker to me. So that's one. The second shocker to me is in terms of school. So school for my daughter, yes, I knew that she wouldn't pay school fee. Because in Jamaica, as public as it won't be, you have to give something. I think I must have $500, I don't know, for the primary school, but at least they still have to pay some money. Here, I don't pay no school fee. And on top of that, the school that she's going, I can't speak for all schools, the school that she's going, they provide the stationery, the things that she uses, so books and stuff. Because I was under the impression, so Lord, me for go to the bookstore now and get some stuff. So I said, hey, what do I need to get for her? They're like, no, we provide everything. So that's the next shocker to me. The third shocker to me is that as international students, you basically, for financial aid purposes, in terms of scholarships and stuff, you basically have to zero in on your school and see if they have scholarships. Like, should you need scholarship or should you want to apply for scholarship? Because Canada at large, I was searching down the internet just to prep you guys on a topic that I have. And lo and behold, most of the scholarships that they have are for Canadian residents or Canadian citizens. They are under the notion that as international students, you chose to come here to go to school, and they told you that you need to have your money and show in the bank statements, and so you should be fine. So mostly it's the schools that you would get your scholarships from. So that's the next shocker. All right, question 3. I hope I'm not boring, you know? Guys, I hope you are not being bored over there.
No, they're here, they're here.
Question 3. Based on your field of study, how easy would it be to land a job after studying? Now, good question. Good question. And I say good question because I found this out a month ago. I kid you not, a month ago. I was under the impression that whatever you came here to study, that's what you have to do when you're finished studying. I found out a month ago that it does not matter what type of job you do after you study. So let's give you an example. Let's say you come here to study banking, something financially wise, right? And you're finished, but for the life of you, you can't seem to get anything in banking, but there's a lot of admin jobs there. Has nothing to do with banking. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can. Now, the thing is, ensure that after your study, ensure that you are working in an area that is NOC level. If you don't work in any job that is classified NOC, then that will affect you getting your permanent residency. That video will be coming soon. Not video, live, where we talk about those type of jobs that you need to acquire or get while you're on your postgraduate work permit. So to answer this question, you don't have to work in the field of study that you came here to do. No. And the last question here is, how is school for Kali? And compare the education between Jamaica and Canada. Now, School for Kali is fun. If you are on our family channel at the Macintosh Life, you'd have seen that it is so fun that she left her back school, right? That's our latest video right now, so you can check that out. But she's loving school. School is good. In terms of comparing the education, I'm unable to do so right now. I jot it down to do it in a live video where I talk about, I want to give a complete unbiased presentation to you guys. So she just started going to school, so I don't think I would have had or acquired enough information to compare as opposed to me who have started school from January. Get what I'm saying to you? So stick around for that. I'm definitely going to compare the education between Jamaica and Canada. But so far, I have heard that her level of knowledge is way above what it should be. And they are alarmed at that, to the point where the principal reached out to me and called me and said, "Mommy, your child is in her level is grade 4. What are you doing different?" So stay tuned for that. I will definitely come and talk about that and let you know what's the education system like. Okay, and then now we're going to go to the final segment. Yay! And the final segment is the personal questions that you guys wanted to know. And then we'll wrap up this presentation and answer your questions. Okay, so personal background questions. Number 1, how are you mentally with this new life and new education journey? Okay, mentally, I just have to say, thank God I have my family here with me, because I try to imagine being here by myself. God knows a flight would have sent me back to Jamaica. Honestly, I'm being honest with you. I would have been on a flight back home. No, I don't give up easily, but it takes courage. And to be honest, the courage right now for me is my husband. In my ears, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. No, that's an issue, because I shouldn't have to rely on him to tell me that I can do it. I should, by myself, be able to do so. And so I'm working on that. So I'm being very honest with you in terms of that. With this new life, though, and new education journey, it's different. The culture is different. And you're going to hear that a lot. The culture is different, very different. And I will be doing a video on that. It's very different. and the education journey is very different too. I've never studied virtual, so that's new for me. And I've never studied as an intern, so it's a lot to get used to. But mentally, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So thank you so much. Oh my God, that was so sweet. Thank you so much. I just feel like at times I can't catch a break, right? And so scroll through Instagram, go on YouTube, watch some videos, try to laugh, stuff like that, to take my mind off things sometimes. But thank you for that question. Really appreciated that. Number 2. How did you guys save up for the big move? And what are ways to get finances in order? Now, if you heard me talk earlier, I mentioned about being on a J1 program. So if you guys have any idea what that is, it's basically a program, work and study, where students who were in University of Jamaica, they would take their summers and work in America for about 4 months, right? I only worked for 4 months. My husband has worked there for 5 consecutive years. So on the last trip, or my first and last trip there, we had some savings there because it was from then that we were thinking about this. This was back in 2018. 2018, right? And then also in terms of working, money was saved while my husband was working as well. In terms of you guys, ways to get your finances in order, I would say save. So if you're working, save, right? So it's good that Jamaica is on a lockdown now. No Easter Monday tomorrow beach trip and them things you waste your money, save. Put down your money and save, right? So that's what I would say. Number 3, how old were you when you got approved to study in Canada? When I got approved was 2019. So yeah. How much them time there? Jesus space. I remember the maths. Hold on. 25? No man, older than that man. I was 26. 26. Yeah, I was 26. Oh my God. I was 26 when I got approved. I was 26 in April and I got approved August. Yes. Bye, this personal though. What is it like being a YouTuber / a student in Canada? Hard. Students in Canada, me explain that already. Being a YouTuber on a whole is like a job. You have to be consistent. People like to know that, okay, I subscribe to you for this reason, and this is why I'm watching you, right? So I subscribe to As Told by Amanda to know ways and means to get here. I don't expect that I subscribe and today she posts and tomorrow she don't post, and she don't post till next year. No. So YouTube mean consistency. YouTube mean great quality, great audio. YouTube means great editing. YouTube means the time that you film a video, you could have used that time to do a 9 to 5. You understand? You understand me? I say the time that you sit to do a video and do some assignments. So YouTube and being a student, it is a lot of work. All right, so my producer is showing me that I have 12 minutes left, but may I beg 15 minutes for them, please, because I told them 15 minutes of Q&A. So yes, that's that. So it's very hard to be a YouTuber, plus a student, plus a wife, plus a mother, and then to join the workforce. So I hope after this, you guys will accept me doing lives on Sundays. Thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I feel so rushed, but this is where you can find me on all socials. On Instagram as told by Amanda __. On Facebook as told by Amanda. That's my email address right there, as told by Amanda2020@gmail.com. And that's my family YouTube channel, The Macintosh Life, where we do vlogs over there. We're vlogging everything. You guys don't want to miss it. So that's where you can find me on all socials. I am gonna, and that's the end of my presentation. So I want feedbacks first on the presentation, and then we're gonna ask Mr. Producer, because it's the first week, we're trying to get used to this system. I'm gonna ask 15 minutes for a Q&A session for them, please.
In addition to?
No, just the first 15 minutes. So I wanna hear the feedbacks first, and then the first 15 minutes.
All right, so feedback people.
All right. All right. So that's the end of the presentation. That's the end of the question about my life here in Canada. Next week onwards, I will be doing lives like this. Let me know if you like me presenting on Prezi, because I think it's efficient, because I plan to do it in a way where I embed videos in there, where I embed pictures of whatever I am presenting on. So let's say I'm presenting on letter of explanation, I can go through that with you. If I'm presenting on whatever it is, guys. So let me know.
So Raquel said great presentation. Johnny said great presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Michaela, well done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, give me a sec.
Producer's reading for me. It's the reading for me.
Jamila said, enjoy the presentation, very informative.
Thank you.
Janice again said, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe, like, and share. Right? Mm-hmm.
Miss Wilson said, enjoy the presentation. It was lovely, very organized. Julian said, well done.
Nice.
Sherian said, great and informative presentation.
All right. So guys, you love this thing. So basically you're saying you love this, right? Let me know if you love it. So that each Sundays I can bring the topic to you guys in such a manner where it's clear. And if you don't understand, we have Q&A session after so that you can gain some clarity.
All
right? Okay, nice, nice, nice. So I see some people here. Let me just do 10 roll calls real quick. Goat Fam, LA. Okay, hi, Goat Fam. Stace, Jody Journey, Rachel Hacker, Sashika Thomas Blygen. I hope I pronounced that properly. Miss Gallimore. All right. And we have 55 people on the live. Woo! Nice, lovies. Nice. All right. Please to share this with your friends, because you may never know which friend wants. So get the plug, you know? All right. So
Ready for questions?
Ready for the questions. Throw them at me. I think you should start at the top and then start the time. The timing. Right?
Oh, start the time.
All right.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
We said 10 minutes.
15.
Oh, I knew that. That was a joke. All right, ready?
So I know I use the
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions regarding questions to ask when meeting with an immigration consultant?
Good question. So any suggestion what to ask them? All right. So you can ask them, first thing I would ask, what's the best route for me? So after looking at what I have to bring to the table, what is the best route for me to take? Next thing you want to ask them is what, if they say school, for instance, how much years and why? Because some will tell you to do 1 year, some will tell you to do 2 years. And I'm not gonna lie, doing 1 year of study is kind of risky because it means that when you do 1 year of study, you have to transition into your postgraduate work permit immediately. And you have to try and get a job immediately so that you can work for 1 year. Listen up, 1 year, but their 1 year is considered 1,560 hours, which is a 30-hour week. So let's say you're working somewhere and for some reason you're getting 40 hours. So you know that you would finish that 1 year before the physical 1 year. But when you're entering into the pool for your PR, you need to ensure that you always have a status. So you need to ensure that you always have your postgraduate status while you're applying for that. So you could ask them that too. What else I would tell you to ask? You can find out as well about scholarships. If they know of any scholarships that you could get as well. And basically when you go to meet these immigration consultants, they basically pour information into you. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that question was from Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for that question.
Thank you, Daniel. I wonder if it's Daniel messaged me today on Instagram. I didn't get to check it fully.
Okay, so the next question is from Shanique. Shanique is asking, how did you go about accommodation before you land in Canada? I think this question was answered in the Q&A.
How did I go about accommodation before landing?
Landing in Canada.
No, the question was how did I secure the housing? But in terms of before you land, I would not advise you to do that because it will get you nowhere. Why I say that, you don't want to pay down on something that you have not seen in person. And most of these places, they don't process you until you get here because of reasons such as they want to do credit checks, they want to do all of that, and they can't do that while you're out of the country. So they'll tell you to wait until you come in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the process of ID card?
What is the
Process in acquiring a provincial
ID card? Okay, the process is very simple. So I think I need to do a video on that. I think I had a video prepared for that with the whole banking and that, but I'll just say. So the process is you go to the Service Ontario. I keep speaking about Ontario because I know about Ontario, but it's not Service Canada, you know, Service Ontario. Go there and into them that you'd like to do a photo card. And basically what they do, they take your photo, they get your address, and you know they have to do their checks and whatnot. And then that's how it goes. You sign up for it. It's pretty easy. You don't need an arm and a leg. You don't need a kidney. It's pretty easy. And I think it takes 4 weeks to be mailed to you. You don't get it same time. It takes 4 weeks to get to you. And when you get it, it expires. Is it 5?
5 years.
5 years time.
5 years, yeah.
I have mine, but I don't have it with me. But it expires in 5 years. Now, if you change your address, you can simply mail them the card plus they gave you with a mailing thing, a mailing information that you'd put in your old address and your new address. Send the card to them and they'll mail a new card with your new address, or you can just visit and have that changed.
Would you want to let them know the purpose behind why we have research on how to take out one? Just to state the importance.
The importance of the provincial card. As I stated, I didn't want to walk around with the passport, and it also helped me in getting a phone plan because when I was here, you know, you need a phone number. You need a number so that jobs can call you. So they can call you on 876. So you needed a phone number. And so in order to do that, I had to get a plan. Now, when I call these phone places for a plan, my I don't know, my passport was not getting me anywhere, but luckily for me, I did get somewhere without the photo card. But it still comes in handy because I've been using it a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so next question, and this question is from Simone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recommend a particular company for banking and phone as a newcomer?
I just sound biased though. So a particular company for banking, as I said, all banks are the same. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys. Go to like tdbank.ca, scotiabank.ca, Royal Bank, rbc.ca, and just read through and you'll see pretty much they're all the same. So join anyone, CIBC, anyone, join anyone. What was the other question? Phone?
Yeah, phone.
Straight off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, Fido is affordable. I'm no guarantee. Fido is Fido.ca is affordable, but you have higher ends like Rogers, and they're really good too. I'm not gonna lie, Rogers is really good. So you can try that. For me, I have Fido and Rogers. So yeah. You have different phone companies. You have Bell, you have Telus, you have Fido, you have Rogers. Fido is the child for Rogers. So Rogers is the parent company, Fido is a child. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So this question is from Mr. Benedict. What are the questions that
Aldine says Team Rogers. Okay. True. Rogers nice for true. Not gonna lie. Like them higher end, but them team tough. Yeah.
So this is from Mr. Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
What are the questions the immigration ask?
Which immigration?
Benedict,
please,
I'm
please.
thinking when you reach probably over here at immigration bridge.
The border services ask me when I land in Canada. That's what they're asking me. If that's what the question is asking, I did a whole video on that, so you can go and watch that on my channel. It is called I don't remember, but it's a screen. It's a thumbnail that I'm outside in a jacket with my hand like this. I told you guys everything that was asked, right? So you can go and check that out.
All right. So one more question from Simone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give your Jamaican number to Border Patrol to be contacted during quarantine, or did you get a Canadian number ahead of time?
All right, so Simone asked a great question. Did I give them my Jamaican number to contact me on during quarantine? I gave them no. You have to give them a Canadian contact, and that's what I did. So when I was staying, the person's upstairs, that's the number I gave. So that when they wanted to talk to us, the person could just come downstairs and give us the phone. So yes, you have to provide a Canadian contact or an email address, I think would be fine.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next question. This question is from Michaela.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take for you to get your study permit?
Oh, when I applied, like study permit or study visa or student visa, there's a difference, guys. The study permit is what you get when you land at the airport. I think she means student visa.
That's what I think.
Hello, go and watch that video. That video is on my channel, but it took me 8 days. 8 working days. But that video is on my channel. You can go and watch that story. Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question. Now this question is from Raquel. The open spouse work permit process go, which is the open work permit.
So how did the work permit process went for the spouse?
Yeah.
Okay, it is pretty easy. and straightforward. Basically, your spouse would need to provide his passport. And it was done online. I think I'm gonna do online. By their passports with their visas, all the visas that they have, date stamped and everything, the biographical page of the passport, your study permits to prove that you're a student here. Also, you need to show that you are enrolled. So you have to provide them a class schedule as well as your letter of acceptance and a photo, like one of those visa photos, they take it yourself against a blank wall, put up one of that as well. Fill out a form, and I think that's it. And your fee is $255. I think $100 is for don't quote me guys. I think $100 is for the open work permit fee and then $155, but in total it was $255. Right.
All right.
I'm gonna do a more detailed live on that process.
All right. So next question is from Melissa.
Okay.
If your program of study is a year, is there a way to get a postgraduate work permit for longer than a year?
Okay, good question. We said Melissa. Okay, Melissa, you ask if you study for a year, can you get a postgraduate work permit longer than a year? The answer is no. What they do, they match your to your years of study. So if you studied for 8 months, which is considered a year, you get a year. If you study for 2 years, you get 2 years or 3. Right. And I said or 3, it's dependent on the officer at the time if they feel lenient.
All right. All right. So this question was from Jamila.
It's timing, right?
It's What is the cost like for rent? Can working 20 hours for the week allow you to pay for your tuition and your rent?
Okay, so somebody asked what's the cost like paying for rent and can working 20 hours a week pay for that? Okay. Truth is, and why I say the answer is no. If it is that you're renting like an apartment, it all depends. Let me say that it all depends. So if it is that you're gonna rent in a student housing where you're just renting a room, a furnished room for let's say $400 or $500 for the month, and then you find food, the 20 hours a week will surely suffice that. But in terms of tuition, I would advise you, if it is that you're doing a year, to come to Canada with your year's tuition. That I will advise you to do, and then some, so pay for your rent, because sometimes things take a turn. Next question.
All right, next question.
Okay, hold on. All right, guys. So, okay. So, and Stan corrected, that's true. So let me go back to the postgraduate work permit question. So 1 year, as I said, equals 1 year postgraduate. 2 years of study, 2 years or more, you get 3 years postgraduate and more or less. All right. So just one more question. We'll take one more question because the timer just went off. Just one more. And that's on the producer. I don't know who is he gonna pick. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see what's the last question for the night.
All right.
Producer, take a long though. waiting on a producer, and while we're waiting on a producer, please click like, please click subscribe if you haven't, and to Melissa Weaver for sharing this to her friends. Chef kiss. Love you, Melissa. Thank you. That's what I want to hear. Thank you so much. We have 51 persons on the live. Hopefully next week we get 61 and the other week 71. To the point where over here we have in the hundreds on Sundays. So thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing. I love that.
All right, so this is
and now we're getting the last question from the producer. To those whose questions I haven't answered, what I will do next week, I will pick about 3 and answer it first before the presentation next week. I don't know what I'll be talking about next week yet, and I'll answer that and then allow 15 minutes again. So the last question, producer.
All right, so for the last question, this is from Sarah's House of Flavor.
Okay.
For schooling for your daughter,
yeah,
how did you get her into school?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do her study permit while you were in Jamaica,
Okay.
along with doing your husband work permit?
Great question. So someone asked for my daughter, how did I get her into school? If I had to do a study permit for her while I was in Jamaica and while I did my husband's work permit. So correction, I did my husband's open work permit since we're here in Canada, right? That's one. Study permit for her. How I got her into school, I basically called the school board. So this is what you'll do. You'll call the school board and you will talk to the school board depending on the district that you're in, and they will advise you on how it is that they accept these new students. Now for her, they gave me a form. So you have to fill out a form. You have to provide something with your address. So something with your name and an address on it. Why the address is critical? They want to ensure that your child is going to the school nearest to where they live. So it's not like in Jamaica, you say, oh, me want my son go Calabar, me want my daughter go Wilmers. No, that's not the case. They send the kids to the closest school to the area. I work out because over here cold bad, and yeah, you just want to know so the school they're right down the road, and that's about it. So that's number one, the application, something with your address on it. Also, you need to provide the child's birth paper to show that you are the parent, and you also need to provide the child's ID. The parent, your ID. And what else did I provide? I had to fill out a form to indicate that it's called a release form. So basically what that happens is, I don't know if every school did this, but basically they want to ensure that as long as I'm enrolled in school, she has access to school. So if for some reason I deferred or I'm not going to school and they, at the start of the semester, ask my school to, hey, this person, let me see if they're enrolled, and I'm not enrolled, then Kali can't come to school. And I also had to give a enrollment letter as well to show that I'm currently enrolled. So that's how I got her into school. Basically. So, hey. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. As I said, if you haven't catch what I said in the first part of the video, on Sundays I'll be having guests from time to time coming to talk to you about the whole immigration process as well. Thank you so much for staying out with me tonight. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming out. I'm well over time. I'm 1 hour and 24 minutes, but we're trying to get it down to 45 minutes each week, right? This is our first week. This is my first time doing this. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support, and see you guys next week, Sunday. I hope this is a good time for you guys. The 7-6 Central Time. Yeah. So thank you, and we are gonna roll out, right? We're gonna roll out with my intro. All right, guys. So see you guys next week. Bye, guys.